Here is my story. This Newton housewife went to market. I want to thank my mother, Laura, for my love of food and my interest in cooking. When I was a young child, she always made fresh bread and experimented with cooking new foods from different countries. We had to try everything once. I remember an interaction with a peer when I was young. She said that she did not like oysters. I asked her if she had ever tried them. She had not. To this day, one of my favorite parts of traveling is trying something that I've never eaten before. My mother also had a real interest in canning and preserving. When we spent summers on Martha's Vineyard, she would make pickles from various things, including watermelon. She would forage the island for any fruit she could find: choke cherries, beach plums, grapes, apples. We still have a pear tree that she planted and provides very well for us. When my mother saw a fruit tree, she would see a jar of applesauce hanging there rather than the actual apples. I remember driving around on Middle Road in our VW bus, and she had us climb up on the roof to pick the fruit. We have 2 special fruitcake recipes in my family. Randall, a dark version with molasses, and Dundee, a light cake batter studded with fruit. My mother baked them for the holidays, and they were very popular. She never liked the joke that there is one fruitcake that travels the world over and no one wants to eat. My father passed away suddenly in 1980. This was a very rough patch for my family. My mother hit an extreme low, and I stayed home to be with her. My mother learned about the farmers' market here in Newton that took place at City Hall. She applied to provide a variety of baked goods, jams, chutneys, and preserves, and was accepted. Laura, my mother, was happy to be a woman who lived in West Newton Hill, who was coming together with local farmers from around Massachusetts and New Hampshire. She made many connections over the years and became friends with fellow farmers and customers alike. Laura continued on when the market relocated to Cold Spring Park. Each farmer had their special spot, and they developed a real sense of community. We enjoyed supporting our friends who sold corn, cheese, mustard, and turkey pies. I can still hear Farmer Griggs telling me how to feel a good ear of corn without shucking it. My mother liked to keep the fruit for her preserves as local as possible. She bought fruit from her fellow farmers, often traveling to their farms to get apple drops or fresh strawberries. She would never use ones from California in her preserves. I remember the day that she retired from the farmers' market. Mayor Cohen came and presented her with a City of Newton blanket. It was cherished by my mother and is still on my couch today. Laura was very devoted to the women's lunch place in Boston. We had a neighbor who volunteered there on Wednesday. My mother would send her leftover baked goods with her for the guests to enjoy. One year, after my mother passed away, I celebrated her October birthday by baking chocolate pumpkin bread and ginger snaps with a friend. I then delivered them to the women's lunch place in her memory. Her ginger snaps were certainly a customer favorite at the market. Laura was never a big fan of New Year's Eve. She loved to host open house teas in the afternoon on New Year's Day. We would create baked goods from many countries and have much more food than anyone could eat. Planning the menu and making the goodies was a special time for us. It made her very happy to have people from all parts of her life drop in and out during the afternoon. People did not leave empty-handed, but took goodie boxes with them. I am truly a New Englander at heart and love the changes of season. I have fond memories of each season and the bounty that they bring. I have recently discovered golden beets. I especially love them roasted. My mother always said that anything you did for a child was never wasted. Take your family and friends to visit local farmers markets, farm stands, join a CSA. Find a fruit or vegetable that you've never tried before. It could be your new favorite. Thank you very much.